pouring out of you and me to whom? To such needy causes as the royal family of Dubai. We are subsidizing, it's welfare for the rich. It's crazy. There's no political philosophy of which I am aware that says tax the working people and give it to people who make even more. And there are boondoggles galore. I've prepared something at my website, Walter Moore for Mayor, called the Spreadsheet of Shame, where you can read about things like they tell us we need new animal shelter, we pass a bond, they build it, then suddenly they decide we don't really need the old one anymore, that's surplus. And if you look at what they spend to expand the new animal shelter, you could have bought each dog and cat, each Fluffy and Spot, its own 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Oklahoma with a yard. There's a lot of ways. I've spent nearly 25 years as a business trial lawyer catching men in suits lying about what they've done with other people's money. Let me do it at City Hall to get back our money.
I'd like to immediately lower the sales tax in the city of Los Angeles and cut everything by 10%. I think they're spending way too much money. I've had friends who've worked for the government in these different departments and they tell me, well, we have to spend everything they give us or we won't get as much next year. And it's led to an entire culture of ripping off our country thinking, oh, well, the taxpayers are paying it. And I think we can just start by cutting 10% off the top immediately and cutting our sales tax in half. And then the other thing is we need to encourage, instead of real estate developing for a few in downtown, we need to encourage manufacturing business back to Los Angeles, because the plant up here on Van Nuys Boulevard used to have high-paying, low-skilled manufacturing jobs, and now they sell a bunch of junk made in China where kids make $8 an hour. So we need to create incentives like when they brought Arco out here from back east for businesses to come to California.
Okay, so the question was about the budget. There's plenty of money in the city budget. It's just a matter of reprioritizing things. There's a lot of things going on in City Hall that shouldn't go on. In fact, one of the things I thought was really disturbing was last week when I was at City Council, Antonio Villaraigosa and the City Council decided to give a job to Councilman Alarcon's daughter, who she's now on a taxi cab commission, even though she admitted she's going to law school in Washington, D.C. So, what's that, an $80,000 a year job, and she doesn't even have to be in town? Things like this, they need to go. Like Walter Moore pointed out on his website, $500,000 a year for calligraphy. If I get hired as mayor, people vote for me, I'm going to go in there and say, every one of you are fired, you're out. That's it. Anyone else?
Yes, I'd like to comment on that. There's a law that was signed by President Abraham Lincoln more than 140 years ago, and it was known as the Reformer Act and became known as the Lincoln Law. It is known today as the False Claims Act. The federal government uses it primarily, not primarily, but a lot towards defense contractors. We're bilking our dollars on the federal level. The state uses it, a state version, to get back state dollars. And the city of Los Angeles has been liable in the past under the False Claims Act, but can also use this very important tool of combating and rooting out fraud to its advantage. The city is losing billions of dollars by not collecting fines from people that are flagrantly violating the law and ripping us all off. So if they enforce these laws, consumer fraud, business fraud, licensing fraud, and collected this money from these fraudsters, we would get money coming in instead of money going out. The False Claims Act should be reviewed and used as a tool to get money coming in. Now, the trash pickup, the fees have been tripled. This is an example of why this mayor should not be reelected and where the problem is. What I propose is that we get rid of all the trash trucks. They're very expensive pieces of equipment. We need the roll-off style trucks with containers that are deposited in central locations in the neighborhoods, very much like what happens when you go to vote. Very much. Not everybody comes door to door to take your vote. You go to one person's garage. We need those bins delivered in the neighborhood. The trash is delivered to those bins through a side company or whatever, and we eliminate the trash fees.
All right, thank you. The next topic for Bruce, you're up. Measure B. Please tell us what Measure B is in a few seconds and whether or not you favor it.
You'll have to refresh my memory on Measure B.
It's the solar energy.
Okay, thank you.
And it's coming up on the ballot in March.
That is. To be honest with you, I did not sit down and study Measure B in any detail. I have been, as I said before, under the budget, a whistleblower in the United States District Court. I am fighting for my financial life in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal. I have put more than 20,000 hours and 10 hours in rebuilding the Malibu Pier. The people have been stolen more than $10 million of the taxpayers' money.
Answer the question.
And I have stood up to these fraudsters. Now, we'll get back to the question. Thank you. As far as solar goes, being that I've been a contractor for 30 years and licensed, and also a business owner in the city of Los Angeles for 26 years, having a business that I'm proud of, I'm preparing myself to install solar panels and wind. And I hope that other people, whether they're trained or not, will tool up and take advantage of this growing industry. We desperately need this type of renewable energy and get off of coal and other factors. From what I understand, the city is trying to control the proprietary use of solar and installation to the detriment of free enterprise, if I have it right. If that's so, I am completely against that. We need free enterprise, just as we need free democracy, just as we're here tonight. It's important. It's competition. We need competition in the city. That's the root of our problems. Our competition is being eliminated through fraud. Thank you.
All right. Is anyone in favor of Measure B here? All right. If you're not in favor of it, why?
I'll tell you why. The mayor controls too much. Measure B, what it does, it gives the mayor, because it is a charter amendment change, it gives the mayor the ability to increase your water and power rates by a minimum of 40%. Make no mistake, this isn't about solar energy, because we're all in favor of solar. In fact, solar is so important that it is too important to let these individuals screw it up. You look at the bill and the fine print, it gives the mayor and the city council power to increase your water and power rates. There are many individuals that have taken the time to study it because it is vital that you know what is about to take place. They are asking you to vote to give away your vote to them. Now, I'm sorry, even with a good track record, they don't deserve your vote. Second, what it does is it mandates that the labor be performed by the DWP union, IBEW, and excludes open bidding. And their reasoning is we need the job done right the first time. If you go to Los Angeles Mission College in Silmar, on the new parking structure, you will see a set of solar panels that were done, and they were done right. There are many manufacturing companies that could be established within Los Angeles that would manufacture those solar panels. Measure B means those solar panels are going to come from China. Thank you.
Any other comments on Measure B?
I'll keep it quick. Can you hear me? We're all against B. If you want the details, go to votenolaw.com. It's a website I've set up with the resources so you can learn why to vote no on B and A and E. Or you can take one of these convenient cheat sheets to see for whom to vote and against what to vote.
Good, she's a teacher. My wife and I got to meet with the CEO of the DWP, Mr. Nihai. One of the things that the proposal B is talking about, currently California produces 280 megawatts or kilowatts of solar power. They want the city of Los Angeles to invest in and produce 400 megawatts of solar power, which would be a great thing for the environment. However, currently you're paying 2 cents a kilowatt for coal-powered energy, and they want to charge you 45 cents a minute for the solar power kilowatt energy. That's just what it costs. I personally don't think that most people in the city of Los Angeles are prepared to have their bills rated at a minimum of 40% and up to 200%. This really allows